everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name's Meredith E. Phillips, and this is going to be a couple different things. For you, it's going to be a week in the life vlog where I show you what I'm doing every day of the week in between day job stuff. For me though, this is accountability, okay? I need to get serious here. It is June 9th. I need to make some significant progress on this project this week and the rest of this month. I really want to get to outlining. If you don't know, or if you're new around here, I'm writing a Regency romance. I'm currently querying a Regency romance, which is kind of crazy, but that's what's happening. The very basic bare bones idea for this current project that I'm working on is Magnificent Seven, but make them Regency widows, which I think hopefully sounds really fun. If you know what Magnificent Seven is, I'm hoping people know what that is. Anyway, if you were here for the last vlog, you know that I was really trying to get into the weeds of a road trip element. There's a road trip element in this book that is supposed to take place between the 25 and 40% mark, kind of in that range. And who doesn't love a good carriage road trip, honestly? But things need to actually happen on the road trip to make it interesting. So I know the purpose of the road trip, and I do know certain things that will need to happen in order to fulfill the purpose of the road trip. But one thing I was scared of is it turning into a very episodic portion of the book. This thing happens on this day, and then the next day this random other completely unconnected thing happens, and then on the third day this other random unconnected thing happens. You don't want to do that. If you can flip-flop the events and it doesn't matter, that's probably turning into something a little episodic, which you don't usually want in a novel. Everything should be connected. Everything should fall like dominoes, essentially. So you should be able to say, in this scene or on this day, this happens, and because of that, this happens the next day, or this happens in the next scene, and because of that, this happens the next day. It should all be really connected. So I was struggling to be okay, how do I make sure that all of this stuff is interconnected and not just random events happening and being oh, look at this fun thing happening, right? So this morning on Alyssa's live stream, I wasn't on the live stream, but I was participating in the comments of the live stream. I think I came up with a really fun idea. What do people love to do on road trips today if they're not staring at a screen the whole time? Back in my day, before we had tablets and whatever, you looked out the window a lot and you looked for stuff. You played the alphabet game, the license plate game. You were looking for things. And so I was people might do that. I want to know so bad. Okay, tell me if you do this on a road trip. If you pass by a field that has cows in it, do you say, oh my gosh, cows, and then everyone in the car looks to look at the cows? That's a central pillar of a good road trip. If you see a field with horses in it, that's better than seeing a field with a bunch of cows. Both are good, but horses are better because they're more rare to see. Am I crazy? Do you do that? Okay, I still do that. If there's cows, I'm going to be oh, cows. Did people in the Regency do that? Were they bouncing along in the carriage and they'd be oh my gosh, cows? You ever see a field with goats in it or something? That's a unicorn experience. Anyway, so I had this idea to have them come up with a game for themselves to keep themselves entertained about things you can see out the window of the carriage, and different things would have different points. And my heroine is very just sort of go with the flow. She's not paying attention to the rules. She's just doing her thing. And I imagine she would be very very flippant with the rules and very just oh, this can have this many points and this can have this many points. And she's not really going to keep track of anything. Whereas the hero character, Henry, is super detailed. He is going to get out a notebook. He is going to write down who has what points and keep track of what equals what point. He's going to be really meticulous about it. And that's kind of going to drive him up the wall that she's not paying attention to the points. And it's kind of going to drive her up the wall that he's paying so much attention to the points. Anyway, I think it sounds fun. And that would give a little bit of cohesion to the road trip. I need to figure out a few other things. But anyway, that's where I left off this morning with this idea of collecting points and having the road trip become a little bit of a competition between them, which Henry will take very seriously. And yeah, so I think that could be fun. So then I got into researching, like, what would be seen out the window of a carriage in the Regency era. So I have a list going. I'm going to assign points to things because I think that sounds so fun. This sounds really fun in my head. If you're looking at me and you're like, that sounds so stupid, don't worry, there'll be a lot of banter and it'll be super cute and fun. I promise. It is currently 4:30 in the afternoon. I'm going to do a little bit of work over here on whatever this weird road trip points game competition thing is supposed to be, and then I'm going to have to go make dinner. But we'll do this first. Listen, I combed it earlier this morning and then I was just like, it's fine. So it's a little after 5. I need to get going here and, get dinner on the table and whatnot. But I'm really excited about this. I think this is super fun. I've got a point system set up. I've got details on who wins each day, who wins overall. Still need more details for this road trip element, but I think that's a fun place to start. So I'll see you back here for Tuesday and more road trip shenanigans. Hello, it's me. I painted my nails. Do you like them? This is what I'm doing, like, to try to not check Query Tracker 10,000 times during the day. Don't look too closely, okay? They're green. But don't look too close. They're green. Don't look. Because, like, especially on this hand, because you have to use your left hand to paint the right one. And I'm not left-handed. So, they looking a little funky. I'm not sure about this color. Come on closer. I'm just going to bend over and be awkward because I'm not concerned about setting up some sort of camera situation at the moment. Also, this is crooked, which is going to bother me, even though you don't notice. All right. You might have noticed in the last clip I had on the pink. I've been painting my nails the last couple weeks because I'm an idiot. This one's already dinged. It's fine. I like the pink. That pink polish I had on in the last clip, but it was like I'd had it on for like a week and it was chipping off, so I had to take it off because it was driving me crazy. But I bought this new color the last time I was at the grocery store. It's okay. It's a little bold for me. I feel like I like the pink because it kind of blends in a little bit with with my natural skin color. Also, when I got the pink one, I picked it out, I put it on, and I was like, ooh, I like it. Then I realized it's basically the exact same color that my mom would have had on in like 1995, which is not a bad thing. I'm just saying, I was looking at it and I was like, this is mom's color. Not this, the pink. Anyway, so I did come back here this morning. I did sit down. I did do some work. What did I even do? It was not as productive as yesterday morning, I will say. I was all excited yesterday about the little contest thing, and I do think that's going to be so fun to have as like a feature. But now oh my gosh, I was looking back over all of these different plot points and I'm just like, how does all this come together? Like, what happens first? I just am getting overwhelmed by the number of pieces that I have going on. So I keep going into this bullet point list of ideas and being like, okay, wait, when would this happen? And how would this happen? And how would this happen in conjunction with the next thing that happens? And I'm not entirely sure. So I'm not quite sure what to do at this point. I'm just feeling like I have a lot of good ideas and some of it does connect together. But some of it's just like, oh my gosh, how am I writing this? How do write book? How book write? I don't know. So let me look back at this freaking document for a little bit and see if I can kind of, I don't know. I'm I'm chugging toward outlining, but I'm not there yet, but it needs to be in some sort of pre-outline form. Maybe I should go back and watch vlogs from last year and be like, what did you do? How did you do this? How do you do this? How many books have I written? I've written like freaking like 10 books at this point. Do I know how to write a book? Absolutely not. Let me just pull up the document and see what I can do. Okay, here we are back again. I I left a blank space for myself here in the document to indicate you need to think of an opening scene. So let's try to think of an opening scene. I could potentially, I need the end of this first scene, whatever it is, to segue into the first scene from the hero's POV. I already know what that scene's gonna be. It's adorable. I love it. I also think, oh, the other thing too, I was thinking, you know what? I was thinking this morning. I was thinking a lot, not coming up with a whole lot of solutions, but there were thoughts in this brain. Okay, so I need an opening scene. I already know what the hero's POV opening scene is going to be. That's going to be like chapter 2, basically. Then my dilemma, I was like, I also know what the meet cute is going to be. However, the way I was thinking of it, it was going to make the meet cute like chapter 3, which that's a little bit like, it's not too late to have the two characters meeting for the first time on page in chapter 3. It's a little late though. The later you push the official meet cute in a romance, the more impatient your readers are going to get. You could push it. You could push it to chapter 3, but the sooner you can do it, like they're reading a romance. They want to see the two main love interest characters on page together. That's what we want to see, that, okay? Don't give me all this other stuff where they're doing things that have nothing to do with each other. Put them together. So I really don't want the meet cute to be that late. So I'm trying to think if that first scene idea I have for the main male character, if that can segue into the meet cute. I think it can. So then that way you'll get introduced to him and then you'll see them together pretty immediately afterwards. I think that can work. Still need an opening scene though. There's always like so much setup. You want to explain who the character is, why they're in the place they're in, what are they wanting, what are they trying to do, who are their friends, who do they not like, what's their entire backstory. You know, you're trying to like fit everything that you need to fit. Oh man, this is tough. Writing a book is so hard, especially at this stage. Like, let me just get to drafting. Oh my gosh. It's fine. Okay, opening scene. Let's try to think of one. Okay, Jade. Look at this opening scene B. They need to arrive. Ooh, wait. Did I just think of another meet cute idea? Hold on. Where's my map? I need to redo this, actually. Hold on a second. Because I was gonna do... That could be cute. Ooh. Okay, what if... Okay. Ooh, wait. I just thought of a better idea. I'm gonna make them meet in the very first chapter. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Brains. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Doing stuff. Okay, let me write this down. Man, it's great when your brain wrinkles are working for you. Okay, I've got details worked out now for chapters 1, 2, and 3, which is basically scenes 1, 2, and 3. We're not going to mess too much with that detail, but I like how this is opening. Everything flows, I think, really well from one scene to the next. I'm excited. Okay, this is good. That's it for today. It's going on 5 o'clock. I need to get dinner started. I'm making some cornbread tonight. And yeah, so also some other things. We have like a little ham situation going on, so that'll hopefully go good together. But yeah, that's it for today. I'll be back here for Wednesday, and we'll hopefully think up some more really good ideas. So exciting news. It's Wednesday. That's not the exciting news, but it is Wednesday and I'm making progress. I know. I'm excited. So I got up this morning, came back to this little desk over here, and I was trying to go back to my outline template with all the different beats and trying to like figure out where things should go. And I realized this is so dumb because it's like I'm doing the same thing just in a different format, and it's the format. It's the format that was tripping me up. The original format for my little outline template looked like this. It was like a bullet point list of the plot beats and a little description of what they're supposed to be. And something about that was really hard for me to see quickly at a glance, like what is missing, what bullet point do I not have anything for, what order are things flowing in, I don't know. I decided to put it in a table format like this, and that was the magic key. That is stupid, but it's working really great for my brain right now. So this is great because I can see very clearly which boxes are empty. You don't have to fill all of them in, of course, but you can see, do I have a big gap somewhere? What am I missing? What kinds of things is this template suggesting I should have in here? So anyway, I've been plugging in some different plot point elements that I have in mind so far. There's been portions of this where I've started to like combine stuff where I'm like, these three bullet points in my like random bullet point list of ideas, these three things can all happen in one scene together. This is good. I'm almost done, like kind of like semi-outlining Act 1. I know. I'm really excited. So I'm going to go back, sit down again, and get back to work, outlining some more stuff, plugging in plot points where they should maybe go in this semi-outline. So let me see how much farther I can get. I'm like super tired right now, so I don't know how far I'm gonna get, but we'll see what I can do. Okay, sorry, today's gonna be a little short. I need to get dinner started, but I'm really excited. I've basically got the entire first act plotted out at this point. Like, the events are in order and it seems to flow, you know what I mean? So apparently the key is if your outline template is in some weird format, just change it to a different format and maybe that'll help you. What a weird hack. Anyway, I'm gonna close this down for today and I will be back on Thursday to get into Act 2, the fun and games section. It's our road trip section. I'm very excited. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Nahan, I gotta move the chair to sit down. Hello, this is what I look like today, and there's nothing you can do about it. So our morning did not get off to a great start. There was a big thunderstorm that came through at 4 in the morning. So the dogs woke up, and I woke up, and I have been up since 4, basically. Anyway, I'm really tired. I did get a little bit of work done this morning. I'm really pleased, honestly, with how this is kind of coming together. I'm just plugging stuff into this outline. I'm trying not to be married to the outline. It's just a suggestion of how things can go. I am rearranging some of the pieces as I see fit, but a lot of it's fitting very well in terms of like, well, obviously this is a midpoint. Obviously this should happen at like 75%. So anyway, I feel pretty good about it. I got into Act 2 and put in a few things, and then I was like, I don't know how to finish this out. Anyway, let's jump to Act 3. So then I was plugging stuff into Act 3, and that's kind of where I am at the moment. I'm going to try to do a little bit more before 5 when I have to go make dinner. That's in like 30 minutes. It's not that much time, but it is what it is today. I'm tired. What else is new, honestly? Let's get to work. One of the things that held me up for so long when I started writing and I was introduced to stuff like Save the Cat and Romancing the Beat and all these beat sheets, one of the things that got me so convoluted was I thought that each of the plot points that are in these outline templates, I thought that was like one scene. You have one scene that is fun and games. You have one scene that is the midpoint. You have one scene that's the grand gesture, whatever. Like, sometimes they are one scene. A lot of times they're not. Sometimes you have multiple scenes within one of those little plot points. Or sometimes you can combine the plot points where two things are happening in one scene. So anyway, just keep that in mind if you're using one. I was stymied for longer than I should have been. All right, let me get this going. I also realized I don't have any hint of a clue for what the grand gesture in this book is going to be. Not a one. So, I'll figure that out too. Okay, there's two events in this story that need to be happening at like the same time or like back to back so that we're in the like all is lost dark night of the soul moment or whatever, and I can't figure out how to make this line up right. This story has so many pieces. There's a lot of pieces. There's other pieces too that I keep remembering, like, oh my gosh, where are you gonna add this in? Oh my gosh, this needs to happen too. Brain small. But yeah, I gotta figure out how to make these two events like converge at the same moment, because I think that's how it'll have like the biggest impact. I'm trying to just be so open to rearranging plot progression at this point because it's so easy to change things right now. I just have to cut and paste. That's it. I just keep going back to that one edit that Alexandra had me do on the previous book where she was like, just flip-flop these two events and it streamlines things so much. And at first I was like, oh no, I can't do that. And then I did it and it was like, oh wow, that worked really well. So I'm trying to just like keep that in mind, like just flip things around and see how it works from there essentially. But I think for now that's really all my brain can take. So I'm gonna hit pause on this for the moment. And we'll come back tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday. This week has been the slowest week of all time and also really fast. I can't believe tomorrow's Friday already. It's fine. Yeah, but that's all I'm doing for today. See you tomorrow. Hello, it's me. I'm back. It's Friday, and this morning I was sitting here and my back itched, so I reached to scratch it and I pulled a muscle. Because when you're 30 plus, if you do something like pick up a pencil, your neck gets thrown out of whack. Like, what? Anyway, I'm super annoyed because now I'm just like, I can't. It's like the middle strip of my back is just like, don't move. And I'm like, gosh darn it. It's not terrible. It's not a muscle spasm. We hate those. So it's not that. It's just, I can't move in certain ways. It's fine. It's not fine, but I'm fine. I'm stressed. All right, so it's Friday. I'm supposed to be finishing out this week in the life vlog for you. I did get up this morning. I did do some work, but not on the project I'm supposed to be working on. No, I didn't do. I looked at it. I did look at it. And then I went back to Query Tracker to refresh it like 17 more times. So anyway, I'm going to try to get some other little piece of work done. I do feel good about the progress I've made this week. We have made progress. We're in the pre-outlining stage, which I love. I'm just still like, I'm thinking also, I was thinking about this last night. What I might do is in Scrivener, it's really easy to take one of the little sections in your Scrivener document and just duplicate it. And I might use one to be like, okay, in this version of the story, the events go in this order. And then in the second duplicated file, I can say, okay, let's swap things around and see what it looks like if I have things in this different order. I think that might help me. And then I can kind of compare side by side, like which one of these seems like it flows the right way, which one of these has events lining up the right way. Hopefully one will stand out over the other. So I think I'm going to try that instead. It's so hard, you know, when you have like 10,000 different plot pieces floating around in your head, it's hard to keep it all straight and like see the whole picture. I need it written out or some sort of visual thing to look at, because otherwise it's just impossible. So I'll probably get to work on that a little later today, but I just wanted to say hi. It's Friday, yay, and we'll hopefully get some work done today. Hey again, it is now officially 4 o'clock. My day job is officially over for today and for the weekend. I did go in here and I duplicated that one little file. So I have 2 versions, and that's, don't be mean to me. That's where we're going to leave it. Okay. Why do I ever think when I do a Friday vlog that I will actually do work on Friday? It's Friday. I'm just like done. You know what I mean? So anyway, I've got this here though. Tomorrow, Saturday, I'm going to come back here. I'll be able to do a little bit more work. I have kind of a goofy weekend. That's why I wanted to do this week in the life, because it was going to be harder to vlog over the weekend because I've got other stuff going on. Anyway, so this is why you're getting this video instead of a weekend vlog. You don't care. Let's move on. But like I said in that last clip, I did make some good progress this week. I feel really good about the outlining stuff I've gotten done so far. Once I have a little bit more of this filled in and a little bit more of like which plot events go where. It's mainly like the second half that I'm like waffling on at the moment. So the first half I feel like is pretty solid. It's pretty solid, which I'm really excited about. I'm hoping in the next week or two we'll actually get into scene by scene outlines. That's going to be so good. That's going to be so good. I'm really looking forward to that. And then finally we'll be drafting. What is today even? The 13th. We're almost exactly halfway through June. I mean, I don't think I'm going to be ready to draft by July 1st. Definitely, I feel like definitely in July I should be able to start drafting at some point. Because I feel like once I get to the outlining phase, it usually goes like relatively quickly. I feel like last year when I outlined and I did my scene by scene thing, I feel like that went pretty fast. Like I got through it lickety split, you know what I mean? Every book is different. This one could take me 3 months, who knows? So for now, I'm going to cut this off. I'm going to leave you here, but thanks for hanging out with me this week. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, you can click the subscribe button. I usually post videos on Fridays. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye.